to start a new project, but before we do that we need to clean up, and before we can clean up we need music because it's freaking quiet in here. So for those of you who don't know, got rear-ended a few weeks ago, killed my car, so I managed to salvage the radio out of it. It's an aftermarket radio, it's pretty nice. The car I have gotten since then has a pretty nice radio in it, so I don't need to put this one back into it. So we're going to turn this radio into a radio in the shop here. So I'll show you how to do that, how I'm going to do that. Probably going to leave it in this thing for now, but I've got some speakers and we're just going to use my bench power supply to power it. But we will at some point be building it its own power supply, and we'll do a video on that too, and that's going to be fun. So today we're going to do this, and then after I finish this, we're going to clean up the shop and get started with the new project. But yeah, so let me clear off enough desk space to do this, and I'll get you set up, and we'll do that. So as you can see, the workbench is pretty clustered over here. Move this guy out the way. There's just so much stuff over here from all the stuff I've been working on. I'm grabbing screwdrivers and not putting them back, just kind of throwing them at the desk. So definitely need to clean up a bit. Let's move some of this stuff out the way and get this guy started. Alright, that should be enough room to work on this. We're going to need some speakers. I think I have some just chilling in here. There's one. Let's see if we can find another one. Okay. Now I'd like to do 4 speakers, but you know, take what we can get. Yeah, I don't see anymore. So we're probably gonna do. I wonder if this will fit in the vent thing. That'd be pretty cool. Measuring device. Do I have any measuring devices? I can't find anything. That's why we need to clean up, because I can't find anything. That doesn't really work. Like the height's right. Like that height is right, but the width isn't right, so it's not gonna work. So let's just get this thing hooked up and we'll see what happens. So I do still have all the old connections on here from the old radio, so we already need to cut these off. I don't know if I soldered these or not. Knowing me, I probably didn't. Nice, they're labeled. So these are the rear speakers, which we're going to leave unhooked. Yellow and red are our power, black is ground. Okay, that definitely was not soldered, but I also definitely need to cut these wires. I can never remember whether yellow is always on or if that's the key on. See if it says. It does not. That's fine. This one says though. Okay, so the red one is the switched, which will be how we actually turn this guy on and off. The blue one is for the power antenna, which obviously we don't have, because we don't have an antenna at all. Some cars use that as a way to turn the external amplifiers on and off, if you guys need to know that for some reason. Okay, and these are the front speakers, which are what we're using. So I'll take this old Toyota clip here, and we'll probably just throw that away because that's car specific and I don't have a Toyota anymore. So yeah, to get this going today, we're just using my bench supply. So all we need to do to get power here is ground on ground, and then 12 volt power to both of these. And like I said, we will be building a separate power supply for this at some point, but not today. Mainly because I don't have any of the voltage regulators. That's all it is. I have to order stuff, build a circuit, and that takes time, which we don't have today. So that should give us power. I guess let's make sure our power supply is working. Right, voltage genius. Okay, so I'm not getting any power from the power supply. Oh, apparently I unplugged it. Why the hell did I unplug that? Oh Lord. So ended up stealing the power cable off of the iMac. Get the power supply turned on over here. So Let's try this again. Hey. I actually don't know what time it is. It doesn't matter because. Alright. It's just going to be on defaults for right now. And that's fine because I don't even have speakers hooked up to it yet. So let's turn it back off. Now we know we've got power, and let's get these speakers hooked up. So we're going to use the front channel speakers, which are going to be these gray and white wires here. And then on the speaker side, we've got black and red somewhere on here. Okay, we got one with a stripe, one without. We got a wire with a stripe, one without. And we're just going to twist them together for now. Once we figure out how we're mounting this thing, we can go back and do actual wire runs and cut the wires and solder them and make it nice and pretty. But for now, we want functional, not pretty. I'll also need to find the electrical tape because I don't actually know where that is either. These wires are gross, we'll cut those off and get some clean wire. Okay, and then again, red stripe on the stripe one. I don't know which polarity is which, but as long as we make it the same across the board, it's not really that big of a deal. Do I have any tape at all in here? That's not tape. Hey guys, look, it's electrical tape. So one way I found to do this that is pretty cool little trick, but you probably shouldn't do on a permanent install. Do one wire first, pinch it over, do a loop around, and then you grab the second wire and drop it in beside it, do a loop around, grab the next wire, drop it in beside it, do a loop around, grab another wire, drop it in beside it, do a loop around, and then just finish it off. It's a cool handy little trick, keeps everything isolated, keeps everything bundled, and it works. As long as you don't have really sharp wires, it works very well. So I need to figure out which side is which, because I don't know which one's left and right. I feel like I should take it out of this thing, but this thing's pretty cool. Let's see if we can get some noise. Right, I hooked the red one. Okay. Yay! Okay. Okay, there's a CD in here. Okay, so we need to figure out which speaker is which. So what we're going to do is we're going to go left. Okay, so this one's left. We're going to have a big L on it. The other one's right. Now, we're going to move it somewhere. Probably should put it on top of the TV for right now. Let's do that. Yeah, that'll do. Can you see it? And let's see if we can get some music going. The red wire came undone over there again. Hey, hey. And now we can get some cleaning done. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Stay tuned. We'll be starting on the next project soon. I got to get this nonsense cleaned up, and then we'll get started on that. Basically, we're going to be doing the Raspberry Pi inside the GameCube. If you guys have any suggestions or comments on that, let me know. If you haven't seen the first GameCube video, go check it out. I'll throw a link in the corner, as well as in the video description, so you can go check out the diagnostics of these guys. But we'll get started on this soon. I just gotta clean up this nonsense first. This is horrible. You can't even see the bench area. Look at this nonsense. There's just stuff everywhere. So I gotta take care of that. So yeah. Hit that like button, go subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.